Okay, Bobby, so I'm going to show you what I'm setting up here. I'm going to switch out the input. It's going to take a moment. But you asked what it's going to be looking like, and this is more or less the setup.
Give me a beer, will you?
And big-ass TV.
Hello, Forrest.
Sure. Richard, what are you doing here?
Oh, I just stopped by to tell you that I know about everything. Everyone, actually. Stephanie,
Never mind.
Diane, and Jalen, about every woman
Here we go.
she abused and then paid off. Most recently, yeah, of course. She told me
There's different boot screen options, but I like this one. The Marvel one's cool.
How you started to strangle me. I tried to get you to stop, but you wouldn't. So I pushed you, and you hit your head against the lamp.
So I got the volume off for now because we're watching Lucifer. Fucking awesome show.
How much do you want?
money. Well,
Okay, so the way I have it set up, I've got the various types of classic systems, including the NES. That's first. Then I have arcade library, role-playing games, PlayStation library, Zelda, Pokemon, Mega Man, Mario, Castlevania, and the list goes on a bit. Game Boy Advance is probably my favorite. I've got Nintendo 64 as well. RetroArch, I'm not going to load on yours because it really just complicates it. MSU1 titles we see here, these ones have CD quality music attached to them. And then, so if I go into Castlevanias, all these will show up on yours, because I know you like Castlevania as well. You have more than enough to pick from. Symphony of the Night, both the remake with the English title and without. Castlevania Dracula X. Alright. I'm going to pass all those. You won't get the N64 ones because they don't run very well. But they're not much of a loss.
It was an accident. I'm sick. I need your help. Thanks for your help.
Nintendo DS as well. If you have any, you're only going to have a few. Because they're not always that reliable. The Mario games. Most of the folder images I made myself, with the exception of the actual game titles.
Let her go.
So all sorts of titles to look through. If I can get the Mario and Luigi games to run, I'm going to put them on because they're really good. You got Donkey Kong, Super Nintendo games, more Mario games, Mario Originals, and Backdoor. So we're out of this. Alright.
It's a good place to celebrate.
Yes, it is.
Mega Man's in here. Mega Man's got an extensive library too. There's probably about 40 games in total. And again, with the exception of N64, probably not going to be any missing titles. They just don't take up a lot of room, and everybody likes them. Nintendo Entertainment System. I got wise on how I do this, so I use pixel art to divide up the different parts. You can't have more than 30 or 40 games on one page, so I creatively found ways of breaking them down into sections alphabetically.
I think I'm the one who took things away.
Great. We're both broken.
Yeah.
The fighting games, well, PlayStation there's a lot too, but the fighting game one I'm actually pretty happy with. Because the collection is broken down into Neo Geo, Street Fighter, other arcade classics, and then the beat-em-ups like the Ninja Turtle games and The Simpsons. Wherever I couldn't get them to operate with the arcade titles because there's some limitations, I picked up the PlayStation versions because they're pretty good. Killer Instinct unfortunately doesn't run very well. It's awesome though. Sub-Zero, Mortal Kombat. Again, a lot of these are probably not going to show up, but the main Mortal Kombats will, the trilogy, etc. Okay. You have this controller, you said, so that's going to come in really handy.
Oh, shit.
And that's it.